Loss of tactile sensation on anterior part of tongue? No, that is the answer. That is the answer. Your answer is C. Why? Because it is mentioning loss of tactile sensation. You see tongue, tactile sensation on the anterior part of tongue is basically lingual nerve. Lingual is language, the language is by tongue basically. So lingual nerve branch of trigeminal. If you are talking about the touch sensation, then it is done by the trigeminal nerve branch, lingual branch of trigeminal. So is it affected? No. So this is the answer. Choice C is the answer. It is asking not seen, isn't it? So C is the answer. What about D? Now this choice D is little bit doubtful. I really doubt that this was in the options. Contralateral deviation of tongue. What else was there? What was this choice D actually? Fasciculations. Fasciculations could be one of the options. Fasciculations, why? Because whenever a nerve is injured, it is element type of injury. Maybe it was fasciculations of tongue. You see, whenever a nerve is injured, what kind of injury is that? Is it UMN injury or LMN? Always remember, nerves are LMN. They are lower motor neuron. So you damage any of the nerve and it is also always considered as lower motor neuron injury. And if it is LMN injury, then we see there will be fasciculations. Fasciculation is a feature. It will be spontaneous muscular activity. You know, muscles will show some spontaneous contraction like that. Fluttering of muscles kind of thing, fasciculations. So I believe that should have been the choice. Anyway, answer to this question is definitely choice number C. Now let us go to the next question, that is question number 2. It is asking posterior communicating artery, maybe aneurysm. There was one aneurysm, posterior communicating artery aneurysm, Barry aneurysm, you know. And it is circle of Willis, circle of Willis. Sometime in the circle of Willis you can have Barry aneurysms. Those aneurysms can compress some of the nerves. You draw this diagram, front view of the brainstem. This is front view of brainstem. You know brainstem has 3 parts. This is the front view of brainstem. The brainstem has 3 parts. They are called midbrain, then pons, then medulla oblongata. This is the midline of the body. You put the midline of the body, you are telling this is midbrain, pons and medulla oblongata. Now, the brainstem is supplied by this artery, which artery? The vertebral artery coming up on each side. You tell these are the 2 vertebral arteries, they are coming up on each side. What do they do now? These vertebral arteries unite at ponto. This food must be pushed back. So the geniohyoid, what it does is it will pull the hyoid bone up and the oral space become narrow and food will be pushed backward. Or simple words, then there is any problem with the larynx getting deviated here or where, or maybe up or down. So since I don't find any book telling that hypoglossal nerve injury is going to affect the larynx deviation, I will go against it. There will be no problem with the larynx as such. Though I am thoughtful that maybe because hyoid bone is getting tilted like this during swallowing, so maybe it can affect the larynx because these muscles will be pulled up, isn't it? When these muscles are pulled up, larynx may be pulled up like this. Larynx may get pulled up. But this is thinking. You are thinking. It is not given in the books. And whatever is not given in the book should not be told. It is as simple as that. It should be given in the book, otherwise you don't tell it. So I really doubt my theory. Okay? Because if it was there, it will be given in the books. Why it is not given? Anyway, answer to your question is no. Larynx will not be affected. Because I don't see it given in the books. Okay, what about this? So we had this diagram drawn here, and what we said was these two vertical arteries, they are uniting to form the basilar artery. Where is basilar artery? It is at the base of pons, So what you see here is the basilar artery. It is at the base of pons. Now it will reach the midbrain and bifurcate into two branches called posterior cerebral artery. So what are you looking at now is this basilar artery. Basilar artery will reach the midbrain, and what is it doing? Giving two branches named posterior cerebral artery. Now you should know from the midbrain come two nerves. Now number 3 and 4. From the midbrain come nerve number 3 and 4. And these nerve number 3 and 4, they are at compromised status if there was aneurysm here. Where? This is Barry aneurysm of posterior cerebral artery now. There is a Barry aneurysm of posterior cerebral artery, and it is given in the books that if there is an aneurysm of posterior cerebral artery, most common nerve injured is this one. Which one? Nerve number 3. Nerve number 3. Remember, 3 arteries can compress the third nerve by their aneurysm. 3 arteries can compress the third nerve by their aneurysm. You know, there is one artery from the basilar to the cerebellum. From the basilar artery, there is a branch to cerebellum. It's called superior cerebellar artery. Look at this artery. This is called as superior cerebellar artery. Superior cerebellar artery is a branch of basilar artery. If it has aneurysm, again, which nerve is compressed? If you have aneurysm of superior cerebellar artery, which nerve is prone to get compressed? Again, nerve number 3. Why not 4? Because 4 is more lateral. 4 is more lateral. Nerve number 4 is still more lateral. So it is the nerve number 3 which is getting compromised. I am telling you 3 arteries which can compress third nerve. So where is the third one? It was AIIMS question sometime back. There was one AIIMS question sometime back. You tell, there is this internal carotid artery giving a branch to anastomosis with the posterior cerebral artery. What is the name of this artery? Yes, you see, what you see is here you have internal carotid artery. Internal carotid artery give a branch which will anastomose with posterior cerebral artery, and that forms circle of Willis. So this artery forming circle of Willis is called posterior communicating artery. There was AIIMS question. Answer is in Harrison. Harrison will give you the answer. It is not given in Gray's Anatomy as such. So what was the question? Question was posterior communicating artery, Barry aneurysm, which is the most common nerve involved? Again, the answer is oculomotor nerve, third nerve. Now you should know the incidence of the aneurysms. Which artery has more chances of aneurysm? The posterior communicating artery, then posterior cerebral artery, then the superior cerebellar artery. So incidence, you tell, first it is posterior communicating more involved, then posterior cerebral, then superior cerebellar. But any of the 3 arteries, if they have aneurysms, they will compress one nerve most commonly, and that is the oculomotor nerve. So question number 2, your answer is choice number 3. Question number 2, your answer is choice number 3. Now here only you can deal with one more question. You see, this brainstem is covered by cerebellum posterior. You have brainstem here, and behind the brainstem you have cerebellum, and between the two is 4th ventricle. So where is 4th ventricle? Sandwich between brainstem anterior and cerebellum posterior. 4th ventricle is sandwich between brainstem anterior and cerebellum posterior. Cerebellum is the roof and the brainstem